Hello everyone, welcome to the first lecture of the series. In this lecture, I'll be covering circular flow of income. This is the very first topic in our introductory macroeconomics. See, when I say circular flow of income, then what is the literal meaning of this term? This term in literal sense means that there is flow of something which is happening. Something is flowing essentially. Income is flowing, and when we are talking about flowing of income, that means there are individuals involved amongst which the income is flowing. Some individuals must have been involved in this. So before moving further, let me tell you what are factors of production. See, whenever we are producing a commodity, we need some people to assist in that production. We need some factors. And these are what essentially are factors of production. We have four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Land. Whenever we are setting up a factory, suppose we are setting up a factory which produces wires. So we need land. Okay, we need a place to set up a factory. We need land. We need labor to work there. Both skilled and unskilled labor is required. We need capital. If we are setting up machines, then we need capital for that. And then last, we need enterprise. We need entrepreneur mindset. Okay. We need someone who will be sharing the profits and losses of the business. So this is how factors of production work, all four. Now, what happens is that we have firms which produce goods and services. These firms produce goods and services. Okay, so goods and services is being produced by firms. Now, individuals purchase these goods and services and they pay to the firms in the form of. So, what happens is that firms produce goods and services and then they pay the people who have helped in the production of goods and services. Who essentially has helped in the production of goods and services? These factors. We pay rent for the land. Okay. We pay wages to labor. We pay interest on the loans which we have taken to set up our capital. And we also pay profit. That is, we share profit with the entrepreneur. So these four things are paid. So when firm pay them, these are factor payment. And when people receive them, individuals receive them, then these are factor income. So this is what is the flow of income. So basically, income flow is a cycle wherein firms are paying factor income to households, and then households in turn are paying to firms in the form of consumption expenditure. Households are paying back to firms in the form of consumption expenditure. So I'll explain you the meaning of this circular flow of income. I use three terms here. I am underlining these three terms. That generation of income in production process. When firm is producing these goods, it is essentially generating income. When goods are produced, income is being generated for all these four factors of production. So the very first thing which is happening is generation of income. Next, this income is being distributed among these four factors of production. This is distribution of income. And the third one is circulation from households to firm in the form of consumption expenditure on goods and services. First, income has been generated, then it has been distributed among factors of production. Now, we have the circular flow of income. Now, households will again purchase the goods and services which are produced by the firm, because that is what is the need of households is. Okay, households would be needing them to suffice their lives. So this is a circular flow which is happening. Firms are generating income, they are distributing among factors of production, and finally the circulation is happening when households are again purchasing these goods and services in the form of consumption expenditure. I'll discuss three phases in this entire process. The first is generation phase. When is income being generated? When firm is producing goods and services. When firm is producing goods and services, then income is generated. Next is distribution phase. When firm is paying factor income to households, then this is precisely being distributed among people. So this is distribution phase, and the last one is disposition phase, wherein the income received by the factors of production is spent on goods and services. That is, we are talking about consumption expenditure by households. Consumption expenditure by households is taken in this disposition. So now are you realizing that income generated in production units reaches back to them in the circle, and the circular flow is completed. See this circle. This is important. This is the production phase wherein income is generated by firms. Then this income is distributed to factors of production. This is the distribution phase, the second phase, distribution phase. And then again, households spend it in the form of consumption expenditure on goods and services which were produced by the firms only, and this expenditure phase which is completing the circle. Okay, so when firms purchase, when people spend on expenditure, it is going to the firms only, it is going in the production process only. So this is how the circle is completed. This is what is meant by circular flow of income precisely. I'll discuss one more concept here: stock and flow. Stock is a variable which is measured at a particular point in time. So when I say that we have stock of goods in godown as on 31st Jan, so this is measured on a particular point in time. So that means it's a stock variable. So that is time dimension is involved here. Okay. So if I say national wealth, or I say money supply, so if you ask me today what is the national wealth of India, I can tell you this figure. If you ask me what is the money supply, I can tell you this figure. So these are stock variables which are measured at a particular point in time. Someone asks you what is this, and you tell them a specific figure, that is a stock variable. On the other hand, we have a flow variable which is measured over a period of time. That is if I say that production of goods in the month of January, so it's in the month of January, in the entire month. So it's a flow variable over a period of time. What has happened? This is flow variable. Okay, so I'll tell you with this example amount of water in a tank. So that means if you ask me what amount of water is in the tank, I'll say 1,000 liters. But if you ask me how much water is flowing into the tank, then I cannot tell you at one particular point of time that this much water is flowing. If you are asking me about the flow, then I cannot tell you that this much amount of water is flowing into the tanks. Okay, that it would be measured over a period of time. So something which is measured at a point of time is stock, and something which is measured over a period of time is flow. These are important concepts. Question may be asked in exam on this, and this is stock or this is flow. We will study this difference to make ourselves more clear on stock and flow. So already I have told you the meaning. Stock variable refers to that variable which is measured at a particular point of time, at a particular point in time. That is national income, national wealth, not national income, national wealth. It's calculated on a particular point in time, national wealth of a particular country. A point in time we can tell them a complete figure, a specific figure. So that is a stock variable. Flow variable, it is measured over a period of time. That is how much water is flowing into the tank, how much production has taken place over the month. This is a flow variable. We have time, we do not have time dimension in stock variable. Okay. But in flow, we have a time dimension, as its magnitude can be measured over a period of time. So we have a time dimension involved here. I think I've told you slightly wrong in the first stock concept. So in stock, there is no time dimension involved, but in flow, there is a time dimension involved. I think I have said vice versa while telling you the definition. But in time dimension, there's no time dimension when I'm talking about stock. There is a time dimension when I'm talking about flow. Stock is a static concept. That is, it is a particular specific concept, while flow is a dynamic concept. It keeps on changing. There's a change involved. So stock is a dynamic concept. Then we have a few examples. Population of India as on 31st March. This is a stock concept. Total number of Maruti cars. We can calculate that. This can be calculated. So this is a stock variable. Money supply. Now, although it's talking about money in circulation, but this is what is decided by central bank, and this is a specific figure. So this can also be told at a particular point of time. National wealth again and quantity of each store. While in flow, we have number of births during 2014. So over a period of 2014, how much number of births have taken place? This is taking in account a period of time. So it's a flow variable. Maruti cars manufactured during January. Again, during a period of months, it's taking. Expenditure or transactions in money. Now you cannot, when I say transaction, then it has to be over a period of time. Like over this month, this much has been spent. So it takes over a period of time. National income. National income is also calculated over a period of time. We will be discussing national income in further videos. So this should not be a point of concern. National income is calculated on various components which are calculated over a period of time. Do not confuse yourself with national wealth and national income. National wealth is something which is published by the government at a particular time, how much wealth a person has. Like if I talk about a person is, we say crorepati or lakpati. So that is, if a person is crorepati, that is specifying his national wealth. But how much he's earning, that will be decided over a period of time. So then that is flow. Don't confuse these two terms, national wealth and national income. These are important. These may be asked. So when I ask you national income, you will say it's a flow variable because it is calculated over a period of time. When I ask you national wealth, you will say that it's a stock variable because I can tell you how much wealth I possess for now. So there's a difference. And then quantity of wheat produced, so this will also be calculated for some period. Okay, this is what I wanted to do in this video. I hope you have understood all the things. So for today, we have studied circular flow of income, wherein we studied the practice of production, how income flow happens between firms and households. What was the definition? This is the definition. You should memorize this definition. This can be asked. And then what are the phases? This is also very important. 3 phases we have talked about. Generation phase, distribution phase, and disposition phase. Generation phase, where firms produce goods and services. Distribution, where factor income is distributed. And disposition phase, where households are again paying back to firms in the form of consumption expenditure. And then we studied this circular diagram depicting all the 3 phases altogether. Okay. And then we studied stock and flow variable. Yeah, here, no time dimension. Stock is measured at a point of time, and flow is measured over a period of time. And then we finally studied this difference, wherein I told you about national wealth and national income should not be confused. National wealth is a stock variable, national income is a flow variable. Thank you for hearing me. This is what I want.